Hi and welcome. We're going to do a quick start in the 777-300ER. Hit left control and 6 on the keyboard to look at the overhead. Click once on the battery. Click twice on the APU switch, once to on and then again to start. Click once on the IFE pass seats, once on cabin utility. At the very top up here, we're going to click on the ADIRU. I'm going to click once on the EMER lights, emergency lights. I'm going to click 4 times for these window heat lights. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to wait 3.5 minutes. Once the screens are turned on, we can continue. Look at the overhead. We've got the hydraulics. This very far right one, we're going to click to auto. Then the C2 and C1, we're going to turn both those switches on. And then we're going to go around and click the rest of them on. So auto, auto, and then auto. On the fuel pumps, we're going to left click the 2 on the left and the 2 on the right. If you do have fuel in the center, you'll need to turn that on as well. Then we're going to turn the engine on. Left click once for the right, and left click once for the left. Then we're going down to here. I'm going to click on the right engine and we're going to click once onto the left engine for run. Now the engines will start. Now the engines are started, that's the cold and dark start complete. Make sure you have the beacon and the nav lights turned on. You can now turn off the APU. We are doing a flight from Ybbn to Nzaa. We'll now program the FMC. Click on the Boeing 777 and now we've got the tablets. We're going to click on ground operations and I just click on here to remove chock straight away. That gets also rid of any ground power. You can then go back to electronic bag and you can click request data from SimBrief if you have it connected. It will then load in your flight plan and you can see where we're traveling to today. Ybbn to Nzaa. Perfect. Also we can see our APU is off. So down here I'm just going to click on FS Actions. I'm going to click on Fuel. I'm just going to give us some fuel. If you have long range, short range or medium range flight, you can choose that as a shortcut. I'm just going to click on medium range. Click return and then return and go into the FMC. So now we're going to click on pause in it. And we're going to click up here where it says last pause, click the button next to it, and then click down here, set inertial pause. Now that's in place. We've got the reference airport, so we're going to put Nzaa. Sorry, Ybbn. That's inserted. We can then look at our gate, if we can find that information. It looks like there's a 75 here, so we'll turn into that. And then we'll go into routes. So we've got our route request button, so I'm going to click on that. We've got our trip from Ybbn to Nzaa, so I'm going to left click on the left of that. It's loaded up some information for me. And then I'm going to click select route. It says route requesting. Route request sent. And it's now loaded in some information. So we're going to click next to this where it says load. Uplink loading. Then we can click on activate and we can get execute. It hasn't entered the runway, so we're going to put in 27L. In fact, we might try 1R. We've got 1R for this trip, so we're going to click execute. Then I'm going to click on perf init, and we've got some information in here. Now if you click next to 0 fuel weight, you'll notice a number will come in down the bottom. Click it again, and now it fills in the gross weight and also the 0 fuel weight for you. You can now click on accept, and that's all filled in. Click on thrust limit, I'm not doing a D rate, so I'm just clicking straight away to take off. If you want to do a D rate, you can click on climb and the 2 and so forth. But I'm just going to click take off. In here, I'm going to do flaps to 5. And then again, we've got CG. If you click next to it, it'll give you a recommendation. Then click it again, and then it inserts it, and you get your trim level. And then you've got your reference numbers here. So they're all entered. Thrust limit page is here. Now you got select. I usually just choose the temperature 1 degree higher than the outside temperature, so I put in 19 degrees there. And then takeoff, and then takeoff speeds were deleted, so we're just going to re-enter them, and that's all complete. Then we can do departure arrival. So we're leaving from 1R. We'll execute that. And then we are arriving on the next page, ILS 23L. But I need to find the correct one on the left. In this case, it's going to be BASI2N. I'll click execute. Once we got ILS 23L on the right, and then execute. Okay, so then we can go into the legs page. There's only one which I need to remove. So passive, left click once, go back to previous page, then click on all these square boxes. The little box next to that will delete it, and then click execute. So now when we go through, we've got a full flight plan. We can now look on the progress page, and we can see what our trip will be. But that's it. That's all we need to do for VFMC. We can now taxi back and get ready to take off. Also set your flaps to 5. We're ready to go. Once you're holding short, we can then continue the rest of the startup. So some things you'll notice, we shouldn't have any warnings. We can go into here and just click the progress page. So we now need to set up this overhead. I'm going to click on the 2 flight directories, left and right. I'm going to change my heading to 16. Is the direction of the runway that we're going to take off on. Then I'm going to change the altitude. You can look up what altitude we need under legs. You'll notice we're going up to 31,000 feet. So I'm going to change this to 31,000. That's done. Then we can turn on LNAV and VNAV. And the speed is fine at 200. So then once we're in the sky, all we're going to click is on AP. Some other things we're going to do is just down here on the auto brake, I'm going to change this to RTO. Then you're just using the throttle, take yourself out onto the runway, and once you started moving, left click on this here for toga. You're clicking on that screw. Let's go do that. Descend as needed according to your flight plan. Set your auto brake to 1 or 2, and then all you need to do is click LOC and then approach APP. Once you're ready to take over yourself and do the hand fly of the landing, just click the AP button. And that's all you need to know.